Right. My man, he's faithful.
That might be
They
a
doing
thing.
him wrong in the
Put him
jail.
out in the wild for real. Like go make a deal with some country in Africa or something, and just be like, hey, can
Or
we
even there's no door, you
just
drop them off on the helicopter, so you don't have to open the door.
How would you
dumb?
feel if Africa was shipping their criminals over here?
That's
You would
that's
No, it would
scary.
have to be one like I'm talking about some old like where it's only lions.
That's how where is it?
Like
and if they
Where's
make
that? Oh, Australia. That's how Australia was. It was a prison for white people, and then they just colonized.
but then Carrie, what happens if they make it out? There's people who actually live in that country or in in the on the continent that could be
I
hurt.
don't know.
Australians.
We gotta brainstorm because it's just, I don't want to put someone like I really do think he shouldn't be here, but I know that that's not like the like I don't think I'm not gonna be like it should be on somebody to kill him. But I hear what y'all saying, like him being in jail for the rest of his life. But if an animal
We'll see.
gets him,
So what you saying? I feel like you and Quentin want to make a good
If it's
reality,
God's will, Carrie said.
right?
yes,
I feel like y'all want to make a reality show of these people and just put a camera on and be like, let's see what happens.
good
Like
luck.
happen to the live feed whenever you
They got a
want.
movie about on that.
I think if the penalty were more severe, people would be less inclined to engage in these type of activities.
Nope, somebody said
Because
it. I'm
well, they
sorry,
said
go
since the National Guard's been in DC, like crime has been like significantly down.
Somebody
That
said,
happened
send
in
him to
Michigan.
Ukraine. Send him to Ukraine. There is the answer. Send
Oh
him
yeah.
straight to Ukraine. Drop
Like,
him right in the middle,
Let me
right
let
in
me ask y'all a
Ukraine.
question. Let me ask y'all a question.
that makes sense.
Because I was thinking about this just now. I rewatched the footage.
But he stops right here.
Well, no, they got footage.
It's more.
It's some other. Go on X go on X, and they got the real shit.
X is the
Do
devil.
y'all
I'm
think
not
that
doing that.
sometimes these people commit these crimes because they actually trying to go back to jail?
Yeah, it's called a recidivist.
Yeah, I
I
do.
think that might be one of the things is that they're committing these crimes with the expectation of how can I get back to jail. I
So you
don't
have to
think
be
that
treated right. You ain't got no job. Where I'm gonna stay? Like jail? Like they give you gonna get three hots in a
Your
cot
hot
or
hot
crazy.
food just
Mhm.
shows up magically. You don't have to do
Your
anything.
boyfriend there.
I've been in jail before. They just open the door and throw the shit on. They just throw it down there in the county, nigga.
You didn't have to work for it.
They
You
open the
know.
door. They say you want to eat, and they throw you a bag.
I think that that's one of the reasons that some of these crimes that seem so random is not really that random. I think that a lot of these people are actually committing. Some of these people are committing these crimes because they looking for a way back in, and they're not really trying to get back out.
I don't know about murder. I feel like
Why
that's
not?
one of the times where something is going on in your head because you could easily rob a bank or do something that doesn't like hurt people.
Coming home. You coming home.
I just
Hmm.
feel like for you to hurt somebody, like you gotta be different. You gotta be the kind of person who like
You got
will
to be a different type of person to want to go to prison.
Not to
I
mention, he was sitting there in front of like there were mad people around. There were a whole bunch of people around. That was crazy. He just got up and walked away.
yeah, that whole thing was weird. Like how he
The
just did
whole
it and
thing.
didn't flinch, didn't make a scene, just walked off like he just waved at her or something. It was very odd, which made me honestly think that he was possessed. That's what it looked like. I was like, who does that? Like that's not normal.
I felt so bad for her. Nobody came, like nobody went
It
over to her. Anything. It was.
it was probably racial. It was two black people sitting right by him. He took the small little foreign white girl.
Yeah, but
Do
she
y'all
was
think there's a
close to
possibility that it was race related?
I don't know.
I wouldn't be
I don't think so.
surprised.
I
I wouldn't
think
be
that he was
surprised. He
just
had two.
crazy.
If you're crazy, you'll take anybody. But that was like a little bit. He had an itch. Seemed slightly. He took an opportunity that I I wouldn't be surprised.
I think
I
anybody
don't
could have
know this person, but two black people there, they about your size, a man and a woman, and then you wait for this little white girl, boy.
Well, and that's kind of what I was gonna say. I don't think it mattered who it was that sat there, unless it was a man. I think,
Some
I don't think he was looking for a fight. So it could have been a small black woman, a small Asian woman, just somebody
Yeah.
smaller than him. I think he would have gone for it. I don't think that it
Yeah.
worth all that thought other than I'm not trying to get beat up.
I agree. I think whoever would have sat in that seat, short of being someone bigger, probably would have got it.
he was just a coward.
I think people are bitchs
Uh-huh.
these days, and like I don't think people like at some point like I feel like I couldn't see that and just let it happen, like YOLO type shit.
But you know what? When I watched the video, I didn't even understand what happened. I had to read like what was going on because I didn't even know because it was on social media and I just kind of scrolled past and I was like, what is this? I didn't even understand what happened until I read it because it was so quick. It wasn't like a dramatic scene. She just kind of sat there like this and I was like, I don't understand what's happening. And then the people next to her just kind of looked like, okay, back to my phone. So I could see being confused, being in that situation about what happened if she didn't say anything and she didn't make any grand gestures.
She eventually keeled over and fell down, and then she was still kind of moving while she was down on the floor.
So what did the people do then? Because I didn't see all
No,
that part.
well,
Black
I
people
don't
just
know how
minding their
long.
business.
It looked like he just punched her real hard
Yeah.
from the other people's angles, right? Because the girl was like this. She was like this
Mm-hmm.
as she seen him walk by. Like she was sitting in the chair like this, and eventually she slumped over, right? So you technically you wouldn't be able to tell if he had actually stabbed her until you start seeing all the
Which makes it worse.
you
So
start
she
seeing
didn't
all the
just straight
blood.
kill over. She kind of was still reacting in her
Yeah,
seat.
she was
Right.
reacting.
Well, that kind of makes it worse
She
that no
probably
one
didn't
helped.
know.
Because if you didn't see the knife, then you just seen the dude punch a girl. If that's what you're like, why don't you help the girl?
Well,
It
and the
was
blood
Cause they in the
was
ghetto. The
blood.
ghetto, you mind your business, or you gonna get it too.
it just was a gory, nasty, bad situation all the way around. And it was just like it was bad. It was bad. Like that's just that type of person, in my opinion, has to be put down. I think you got to be put down. My biggest problem is I don't like how long it takes for the appeals processes. I think that somehow we got to figure out how to speed up this fucking appeal process because you should not have to be.
We care too much. We care too much.
The appeals process is just it's a bureaucratic process. It's a red tape situation.
For money.
So I don't like the appeals process.
We shouldn't care. We shouldn't care that much that someone gets an appeal, especially when it's cut and dry. Like I seen you on camera. Like
Right.
you don't even get a jury. We're
Right.
just gonna go ahead and put you over there. Like no lawyers, no judge. We ain't even gonna put shit on pieces of paper. We seen
The
that.
problem with
That's
America, though, you innocent until you guilty.
That's true. But I feel like
that
in
shouldn't
this
always
day
be the
and age,
case.
I
It
feel
should be like an
That's
unless
what
you
we
got caught on
legislate.
camera.
No.
right.
I
And
think
that's
that
what I feel
everybody.
about it, Quentin.
I think
Unless
that everybody should have due process. You can't remove
No,
people.
nigga, unless you get caught on camera, nigga.
No, no. Under no, I don't believe in
That's
ever
dumb.
not. I don't believe in ever removing.
Until it's at your doorstep,
Everybody,
and you're gonna be
well, because you got to also consider, Quentin, that is due process is more than innocent or guilty. It's the sentencing guidelines. It's
should
a lot
be-
of other.
well. We should. If you kill someone on camera, you don't get anything.
I agree, but again, due process. It's a lot of people. For example,
I get
how
it. I
clear
get how
is
it
it?
work.
Like it could be somebody on grainy footage. You like it's a lot of because we only looking at this particular
Nigga, this
case.
shit's in
Right?
4K, and this is what I'm talking about. 4K, nigga.
That wasn't in 4K. Number one, but
1080p, nigga. Whatever you want.
due process is also evaluation of if somebody is insane. Right? You got to figure out if it's a crime of passion. It's determining whether it's first degree, second degree, premeditated, manslaughter. It's a lot of things that goes into the due process situation. So you can't just remove due process. It's not always cut and dry, because you may look at a situation like this and say that it's cut and dry, but you can't. Every situation is not like this. But the dangerous part about that is when you just make it blanket like that, then somebody is going to get caught.
I'm not making it
Somebody
blanket,
gonna
but
get caught up in
there should be situations where, nigga, you don't get to go to trial. We don't care about your mentals, nigga. You did it, and you out of here.
But see, even that, I would say
Those situations should be few and far. But like, if you go shoot up a school, why do we care about your mentals? If you kill 18 kids because your mentals is, why do we care?
No, I agree with you, Quentin. You're using one situation to what the
I'm
problem.
That's why I say the worst of the worst shouldn't get due process.
I think you should still get your trial, but maybe not have appeals. Or let's just turn it all into a reality show. Let America vote. We're going to call in votes. Should this person have a trial or appeals, or do we think they did it? Like, just go with that.
Nah, I don't believe you remove due process, but I think we need to expedite what it is that we do. You can't remove due process, bro. I don't agree with that. I believe in due process and everything. It's a lot of people that's been convicted of shit that they didn't wind up doing, and
just don't let them out. Like, go be somewhere locked up while we wait.
Well, that's part of the whole due process thing. You can't just lock a person up while you wait. So it's like either you get bonded out or you.
No, they can do no bond. They can do a new bail.
But I'm saying if you don't have a bond, then your trial goes faster. So it's like you can't just hold people while you just wait and sit it out.
They held Diddy. Yes, you can. You can be held while you wait for trial.
When you do that, your trial has to come about faster. So in some cases, there could be an advantage to having your trial come up fast, because maybe I think it's within 90 days, and maybe that's just Texas, or I don't know if it's everywhere. Like if you're held in jail or whatever, you have to have your trial within 90 days or something. But
yeah, that's not how it is in other places. Because I know like some dudes have been in jail for almost 2 years and still waiting for a trial.
That's a fact. Well, but
maybe it's state to state, or maybe it's depending on if it's a federal charge. I mean, I'm not really sure. I just know.
That's what I'm saying. I think one of the biggest problems with our system is how long it actually takes to get stuff done. Is because the only reason why they started advocating for a no bail or no bond bail and all of that stuff is because people were locked up for so long waiting on trial. And they very well could be innocent, or they very well can get out. You know what I'm saying? And so because the system itself is so cumbersome and it's such a bureaucratic process, and we're more focused on making sure that we make, people rich and lawyers and all of this other type of stuff, it takes a long time for us to actually get stuff done. And so if we actually fix the court systems and all of this legislation, I think you solve for a lot of the problems that we have and why they keep legislating all of this extra stuff, like the Safety Act that they got over in Chicago. It's taking too long to get stuff done. No person that's sitting on death row should be sitting on death row for more than a decade. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I never understood that. If we've decided that you're going on death row, so what are we doing tomorrow?
Because it takes a lot of money. And I don't think taxpayers realize.
Well, and for a lot of people think it's
like you have to make different amenities for death row inmates.
Well, and for a lot of people,
go ahead, Carrie. Well, somebody said the Me Too movement was too successful for you to believe in due process. That's the whole reason why you want due process, because you don't want the Me Too movement to be successful. Everybody deserves a right to defend themselves. That's the whole idea of due process. It's innocent until proven guilty.
And I think without having like specific time frames, remember these are people working in courthouses, people working in judges' offices. So these are 9-to-5ers going to work. They might have a stack of whatever papers, and if they get through that stack today, great. If not, they don't. And if they got a vacation they're going on next week for a week,
we got AI now.
We got AI. I hear you. Technology should definitely help move this along, but who knows when they're going to really start to integrate technology like that on that type of a scale where it'll move the needle. I'm just saying, like, I can see how it easily gets pushed to the side over a long period of time, because it's just people doing these tasks, and for them it's a job.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about that, even going through the whole child support system and all that. Like, wait a minute, you ain't get to this yet, because it's in the. One lady went and got, literally in front of us, went, and it was a stack of paper, and our file was like at the bottom. Like, what are you doing? So
Yeah.
She's going to lunch.
going to lunch, exactly.
Yeah.
Don't say that
and
though,
leave
Carrie, because
and
then they'll be
leaving
mad
early.
that they got let go from their jobs.
Until they firing you, ain't no dude. They expedite that shit. They be like, get your ass up out of here. Before we move over to the next thing, Slimmy, I didn't know if you wanted to add anything into this.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people saying weird stuff, saying like she should have been more socially aware of where she was at, and like
What?
she should have known where she was at, or she shouldn't have been in her phone. A lot of times when people are on public transportation, they sit in the exact same place every time they get on there. They do the exact same things. They go to the exact same. It's almost like subconsciously they're very robotic. So where she sat is where she usually sits. She
We
usually
creatures of
does the exact same thing. And I think that is the problem.
habit.
Because to me, it didn't seem random. It looked like very much like that was supposed to happen. Like that looked like some type of hit. Um, and the way he walked away, it kind of feel like that. It seems like he was there to do a job. And then when I heard the whole thing about he called the police because it was something in his head making him do it, it made me think of MK Ultra. Like, and that's just what it kind of looked like. That's exactly what it looked like.
I don't even know what MK Ultra is, honestly.
The whole rabbit hole.
All right.
Yeah,
Crack babies.
you have to you have to look it up, but it's kind of more like it's like mind control almost. So like and that's just what it looked like. That's exactly what it looked like. Like somebody took control of it, somebody sent a signal, a wave into this dude, and he committed an act. So another thing that I had to think about was this woman she was from Ukraine. There's no telling whose daughter this is. She's an immigrant. There's no telling who she's related to. It's a million things as to why this could have happened. And I wouldn't rule out that somebody had it out for her or had it out for her people, and they made some things happen. And especially this dude getting out 14 times. Like all that, a lot of that says like this dude he could have possibly been used over and over again to do shit. And he's not very much aware of what's going on. I'm not absolving him from it of anything, but that's just what it seemed like, man. Because randomly, you just attack somebody randomly like that, and then the next thing you saying is like, "Oh, I feel like somebody
Mm-hmm.
is doing something to me." Like that is.
This
I
makes
wouldn't
me
rule it out.
think it was kind of something weird today that I saw. It was kind of off the topic. They're paying $1 million for someone to sit in a room of like perfect silence,
I saw that.
and the reasons on why people can't do it, it's all fucking between your ears,
Hmm.
and like it's crazy.
And for the people
Who
who say
saying
MK Ultra is like
You said what?
there are people who are in the chat saying MK Ultra is a conspiracy theory. The CIA
It
did
is.
that for real. Like
No,
that's not
that's
just a
They
random
said there
video.
was a CIA tribe.
But what point is it personal accountability and not MK Ultra as an adult? As an adult,
I mean, but how
I
would
mean,
you?
I understand MK Ultra back in the '60s, but in the 2020s with all this internet and we know what MK Ultra is and know that it exists. What does it come down to personal accountability? And these people just being weird and
Well,
crazy.
well,
I
it
mean, the
said that
Why is it?
they
No, I
did
don't
these
think everything is a
experiments without their.
conspiracy.
It says they did these experiments on human objects often without their consent. So would they even know that this happening to them?
exactly. That's exactly my point. The internet,
That could be said the same thing for social media. If you don't know that they're doing experiments on you, you could say it's MK Ultra. What point does it come down to personal accountability?
but if it was MK Ultra, you wouldn't even know why you did it. So you can't take accountability for
But
something you don't even know.
but that anybody could use that as an excuse though. I
Right.
could sit here and kill babies and say MK Ultra made me do it.
Absolutely.
When does it come down to personal accountability? We all gonna say MK Ultra? I'm gonna sit here and slaughter tens of babies, hundreds of babies. MK Ultra made me do it. Y'all gonna believe me?
Well, they don't say MK Ultra. They say mental health is what they say.
Y'all, I say mental health made me kill all these babies I birthed. Y'all gonna believe me, or y'all gonna say this girl's crazy, lock her up? Like, at what point do we have a personal accountability? I'm not giving no grown adult MK Ultra is no pass for why you're locked up 14 times and then you sit there and become a predator and take somebody's life. And you picked and chose because you had two other black people around your size. You picked this small lady. That's MK Ultra.
But I also think that those people weren't sitting like I think
It was a
whoever
man sitting right next to him. He could have pop.
right, but I think whoever sat in front of him,
It was the
whenever
most vulnerable.
talking, right. Exactly. I think
They were
whoever sat
all on their phones distracted.
I'm
Like
not
it's
saying
most vulnerable behind somebody. Like
They were
right.
all vulnerable to him because he was plotting, he was itching, and he had a weapon on him. They were all vulnerable.
but she was the most.
Okay, so is MK Ultra making him target that specific person? If it's MK Ultra, you gonna get anybody. You're not gonna discriminate.
Now understand that that's Slimmy's
I can't
conspiracy.
give these people passes. These is weirdos. You don't
He
say
did get
MK
anybody.
Ultra. You say their parents failed them. They're a failed bloodline. They're weird. They're crazy. You don't say MK Ultra.
Well, the thing is though also that usually when people sit down, they go all the way to the end. They go inward. And
Not everybody.
he sat on the in the last seat for a reason. And then she placed because she was placed directly in front of him. That's so crazy of a coincidence. Like to me, that it's very bizarre. It's
Somebody
very
was sitting next
bizarre.
to him
But
before she got in front of him. Why he couldn't? If he needed a target, he had somebody sitting right next to him. He had somebody sitting adjacent to him, in front of him. Not maybe not directly in front of him, but in front of him.
I
We
don't think
can't be giving y'all be giving y'all power away. Y'all be making it seem like it's some invisible boogeyman. This man made a choice. I'm not
understand
blaming
that
MK Ultra.
I'm personally not saying that it's MK Ultra, but what I am saying is that it was easier for him to attack somebody sitting in front of him than somebody sitting behind him or somebody sitting off to the side. I don't care who would have sat in.
Really though, that person was sitting right next to him way before she got on the
Don't
bus in
don't
front of
don't.
him. I'm just saying though, like I'm not
I don't.
about to sit
I
here and
don't
absolve
understand how
no
you
grown
can't.
man talk about some MK Ultra
But you can still
and mind
understand how
control.
there's
Y'all is
multiple
giving the
people
government
around
too
you.
much.
Who's the
Y'all
most
Right.
think the government
vulnerable?
doing everything to y'all though. It's never no personal
Who is
accountability. It's always
y'all?
MK Ultra. It's always the
This is crazy.
government. It's always the white man.
Kim,
When is it? I came on here
go
with
on
this
mute, Kim.
knife
But who is
and I
y'all?
stabbed this person who was weaker than me or perceived to be weaker than me, or maybe I was just racist.
That's
Why
quite
is it
literally.
MK Ultra?
I didn't say that it was MK Ultra. I said whoever
No,
sat
I
there.
know you didn't, but I'm just saying if that's the excuse we're gonna use, why we don't never have the information to make it make sense. I don't want random people sitting here killing people and then being like MK Ultra made me do it.
I don't think you
No, you're
say
just
that.
a loser. You wanted to kill somebody or you want to go back to jail. You took an opportunity. We can't make everything no conspiracy. We gotta take personal accountability at some point. When do these grown men take personal accountability? MK Ultra? MK Ultra. Y'all wouldn't knew what MK Ultra was if it wasn't for the internet. Let's be honest.
There's a whole lot of things we wouldn't know though. But has he said anything? Has he
I'm
said?
just saying, I can't.
Have
How
we
you gonna
seen?
exalt this man through MK Ultra?
Do
Not
we
you, Kimberly,
know?
but in general, anybody who even think this.
Do we know what his reason was? Has he spoken on it? Did he say MK Ultra? Did he say it was because she
But
was
we're
white?
saying MK Ultra.
We throw out theories all the time. So I think that was
This
just a
is
random
serious
theory.
though. This is a man taking a woman's life. Somebody take my life and they say, "Oh, MK Ultra made him kill her." I wish I would. That's all I'm saying.
And what if that was the case? We
It
wouldn't know.
ain't never. It ain't no. This man can't even spell MK Ultra. Look at him. Look at him. This man was a jailbird. Y'all think MK Ultra did that? What is MK Ultra? What do they do? Y'all gotta school us, Gen Z, Gen Millennial. What's MK Ultra? Slimmy, what's MK Ultra? Come on screen, babe.
Do you want me to read what Enrique told
No,
me?
Slimmy, you
MK
brought it
Ultra was a
up.
CIA
No, but
project
Slimmy
focused on
brought it
mind
up, and Slimmy
control,
always brings it up.
interrogation,
Can I
and
hear from
behavior
Slimmy?
modification.
Can I
It
hear from
involved
Slimmy?
experiments on
Can I
human
hear from
subjects,
Slimmy?
often without their consent.
Can I hear from Slimmy?
Researchers tested a wide range of techniques,
But
drugs,
this ain't coming from
especially
Slimmy, so I don't
LSD and other
care. Okay.
hallucinogens, to see if they could control thoughts or extract information, hypnosis, synthesis deprivation, electroshock therapy,
You
other
always giving Slimmy a
psychological
save.
techniques.
You got your Slimmy cape on. I'm sure Slimmy can read. You are
Did
insulting
Enrico
him by
say that? Did
insinuating he
Enrique
can't read for
say that
reading
too?
for him as a grown man.